records go. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is going. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is going. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
Hey, yo, my mic is loud. What's happening, y'all? What's happening? It's that time, man. It's time for Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And Jae.
Yeah, I just want to let her go ahead and get that in there. Let her get it in there. Let her get it in there. It's good to be back. You know, I ain't been here in a couple of weeks, a little under the weather. Actually, to be honest with you, still kind of fighting a little something. The thing that
Dang.
Yeah, but it was no, it ain't like that.
I would have light-sawed you down if I knew that.
That ain't gonna do it. I'm clearing out right now. I actually took medicine. I don't do that much.
Okay.
I'm talking medicine that was prescribed. So that was different for me. But I'm feeling a lot better. Everything's ready to go. You finished with your store over there, bro?
You saw that?
That store of yours over there, bro.
Hey, man.
You good?
Handling business, baby. Handling business.
On
Too
7
funny.
different levels.
Hey.
Too funny. Yeah, dude tried to make this offer, man. I had to count. He counted back. We were going back and forth. I went ahead and let him get it.
That's hustle, man.
Hey, well, listen,
Gotta do
everybody that's tuning in out there, so happy that you are tuning in tonight. It is, the celebration of Martin Luther King. So, you know what, I think we're going to get right into it, and we're going to talk exactly about the Martin Luther King holiday, the celebration, and what it means, and where we are right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't. How many years ago was it for the I have a dream speech? Anybody, real quick?
Oh, I really don't know. Let me look it up.
That was what year is this? It was 60. That'd be like 60 years now, right?
What year was it?
2020. We're in 26.
Yeah. I mean, it had to be like 60.
What was it? 68.
No, he died in 68. So it had to be around 66. You know, Malcolm X died in 65.
Well, you know what? You get the gist.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
It's
Been a long time for in regards to that speech and the dream. One of the main parts of that speech was, he wanted, people, children of all nationalities and all colors,
race, creed, and color,
to be able to, sit and have a conversation together. Have a good time together. I'm paraphrasing here, but this is what he was asking about.
Definitely paraphrasing.
And
August 63.
August 63.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. So
That's what I thought before Malcolm X died. So yeah.
Let's just say, let's just ask, do you think we are closer to what he wanted, where he wanted us to be? Because it wasn't just us. He was speaking in all. He wasn't just speaking to black people, but he was speaking in all. But do you think that we're better now as black people? Let's go with black people right now. You think we're in a better space now than where we were when he made the I Have a Dream speech?
Ooh, I think we are in a better space, but barely, barely. With all this stuff going on now, them taking away a lot of the stuff that they marched for in the '60s. Trump taking away a lot of those things, and now resorting back to racial profiling. That it's acceptable, right? Because they've been doing it, but
That's
at
what
some point they said,
Yeah,
we're
that's what I
not
was
going to
gonna
do that
ask.
anymore. But now they just made it legal to do it again.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Did it actually ever stop?
No.
Or was it basically something that was done behind closed doors and now it's back out in the open again?
Well, it was definitely done behind, under the guise of something else, right, for a while. Because I know people that, I don't know them personally, but I know cases that they sued for that and they won. I know there was a couple in the city that I'm from that the police pulled them over. They didn't have any reason. They actually sued the city and the city paid them for that. Well, now when they say it's legal, you have no, there's nothing that you can do, right? You can't fight this at this point if it's the law. The law says they can pull you over. The guy they had the other day that they busted his window and then, stole him in his face.
Was that the undercover?
Did you see that, the black guy?
I don't think they hit the one I'm talking about. It was an undercover. I think he was a detective or something in another city, or an FBI agent or something like that, and they pulled him over and kept asking him to get out the car and all of this type stuff, and then he ended up letting them know. Of course, they grabbed the phone, but he ended up letting them know, that he was actually, I think he was an FBI agent or DEA or something like that. But I hadn't seen the one that you're speaking of when
They busted that man's window. He had his camera on his dashboard.
Now, when you say that is law, you speaking of?
Trump just passed a law saying that it is legal to racially profile people, to pull over cars based on your race.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure it's been a past law?
I'll look it up, but yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, I don't. Right. It could be that, like what Dwayne said, but because all this mess is just some stuff he's making up and putting out there, right?
Yeah, because I don't want to just check in. I don't want to
Yeah.
put out that Classic Conversation said these folk can do this stuff.
No, they definitely. Let me look it up. Yeah.
Angelo, your thoughts on the I Have a Dream speech and where we are right now as a people, as a culture, us. We'll start off with just us as black people.
I mean, if we're looking at us, naturally there's a lot of changes since then. You got the Civil Rights Bill been passed since then. You got the Voting Rights Bill been passed since then. You're talking about things that we simply weren't able to do. So yeah, it's definitely a lot of things have been changed, and we've come a long way. I mean, you got to remember, we just, we had a 2-term president. You would have never imagined that in 1963, that was a reasonable possibility.
I didn't imagine that in 1996.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a lot of changes since then. I think more in terms of what Jae was saying. You've had a lot of things, a lot of chapters are being attempted to be turned backwards. I definitely agree with that fact. That you got somebody in here that's very divisive and trying to turn things back. But if we simply on the question of have things changed and have we as a people seen better things? Yeah, 100%. I mean, night and day since then. You know what I mean? You know, are we there? No. You know what I mean? Was the movie Are We There Yet? Are we there yet? No, we're not there yet, but we are night and day from
where we were.
From where we were and when that speech happened. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I feel that the trajectory was going the right way.
You said was?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Because now I feel like it's hard to say if the trajectory is now pointing is on a down slope or if it's just plateaued for the time being, with the possibility, a strong possibility of it actually going on a down slope.
I feel like it's on a down slope.
The only reason I'm not saying it's on a down slope is because I feel that we're different now in regards to knowing who we are.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say we, I'm speaking of a majority. Now, don't get me wrong. There's still some knuckleheads out there that, whatever.
Yeah.
But when I say I think that we know who we are. We have a better understanding of our rights. We have some people in place to defend us. So that's why I feel it's just plateaued right now. But it's a very, very, I think we're in a dangerous time because it could really start going downward real quick. Or it could, we still got, 2.5 years left of this dude, 3 years left of this guy. So it's a very, it could start, going, the trajectory could start going upward again, but it's a very strong indication that it could go downward really quick. And some of that, not only is it going to be him or them, but because of the frustrations from us, I think some of it could actually, we could help the trajectory go down because of where we're at and the frustrations that we're under, the pressures that we're under. People doing things out of anger, let's face it. The state that we're in right now, as a country, has we speak of mental health and all of that type of stuff and getting therapy and all of that, but with all of the other pressures, you already have a pressure of just waking up and providing. So you add all this other stuff you're looking at in the news, you're seeing the ICE people doing what they're doing, and if somebody's right there on the edge, you're going to give them every reason to make our trajectory go down, because you're going to start doing something to where they can point to and say, this is why you shouldn't get this. This is why we're treating you this way, because some people may do some things that may give them a reason to point to. Mm-hmm. And that's why I think that we can actually end up helping them help the trajectory. Damn, that word is beating me up tonight. Go down. I'm hoping it doesn't happen, but let's face it, there's a lot of frustration out there within our culture, within our race. And there's going to be some people that are going to lash out, and they can use that as an excuse to treat us that way, or take certain rights from us, or say, give reason, or I don't want to say excuses, which that's another conversation we got to have. Excuses and reasons. Are they both the same or are they different? Not tonight, but we're going to have that conversation too. It's almost like the one you was talking about earlier. So that's where I'm at with it. I do feel, like I said, that things have changed, and I think, this, as much as he or them, whichever one, however you want to put it, he or them can do a lot to actually push it down. We have to make sure that we recognize who we are and know our rights and be able to fight against it.
I mean, they've been hanging black men. They've been finding people's bodies hanging. They are murdering us more. They don't need a reason, because they'll make up any reason. All they have to say is that.
Who are the they? When you say they, who's the they?
I'm talking about the people that are racist in this country.
Okay.
People that maybe are in power and some that are not in power. But those racist people maybe whites. I don't, that's mostly who it is. But I don't feel like they need a reason. They've made that clear that they do what they want to do. And now that Trump has been in office, it's just like an all-out free-for-all. The only reason, some of the stuff that they've been doing, or they just killed this young lady, Renee Good. And then they had another young man that was 21. They shot him in the eye. These are people just that are peacefully protesting. It's just like savages at this point. Mm-hmm. And I don't see a plateau. I see that it's getting worse unless they start doing some things. I do want to correct myself. It says there is no statute that openly says ICE may racially profile. But under Donald Trump's presidency, multiple policies and court decisions have effectively allowed ICE to rely on race and appearance much more in immigration enforcement, and civil rights groups and courts have called that racial profiling. Trump's border and immigration advisors, including Tom Homan, publicly defended the idea that ICE agents could detain people based on how they look, which advocacy groups described as explicit endorsement of racial profiling. Lawsuits and other complaints allege that ICE under Trump targeted Latino and other communities with stops and arrests based on race, language, and appearance. And they said that court districts in California found that Trump administration engaged in a pattern of racial profiling and ordered it to stop. But the Supreme Court temporarily lifted that order during appeal, allowing ICE to continue using factors such as apparent race or ethnicity, speaking Spanish, accented English, location, occupation as grounds for investigative stops.
Well, that that sounds about right. I didn't think there was a law. Laws don't get passed that fast,
right?
Typically,
mm-hmm.
ICE is a whole nother conversation.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother conversation. I don't know if we want to dip into that just yet, but
mm-hmm.
But we can. But based on the initial topic, that's a whole other, these two different conversations right now. Right. In terms of where we are as a people, from now in 2026, from 1963, we're not in the same boat. Then, 63, they were still having,
different water fountains.
Different water fountains, white only pie, as old boy said in life. White only pies. So now, if they have a white only pie, they're not necessarily gonna say it's white only pie. But we're definitely in a different situation now than we were then. We've grown exponentially. You got a lot of people taking a lot of advantage of a lot of situations. You have multiple multi-billionaires that are black. The millionaires class is, tremendous. Ownership, they just can't come in and just physically take stuff like they did then. Mm-hmm. They can figure they can now listen to me. They can figure out a way to get it.
Mm-hmm.
But then you just had a bunch of guys in sheets just came up to your house and tell you to get out or you're dead. That part ain't happening. They just got them in suit coats and ties, and they put them taxes on you.
So what you think ICE is?
They're coming at you in different, they're not suit and ties.
I'm saying.
And ICE is not.
They pulling people out of their cars, dragging them out by their feet.
Yeah, but that's a different scenario. They're deporting, that's a different scenario.
They deporting
what I was talking about was people coming in and just taking your home, taking you out your homes, like not just you, your entire family. They were, there was overtly blatant racism and racist tactics. Now a lot of these things are done under the disguise of legalities and uniforms.
Yeah.
You saying ICE? ICE is a federal agency. KKK wasn't a federal agency.
KKK was.
No, KKK was never a federal agency.
They weren't
operating under the guide of law. They were operating under the guide of brutally and
gangs.
Yeah, I mean, there
was a gang, but there wasn't.
Yes and
there's
no.
a difference.
Yes and no, because they were part of the KKK was ran by the CIA. I know you're saying that it wasn't just out. Oh, we the CIA
ran by,
right.
and
but it's still
having members that were CIA members is not ran by the CIA.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Okay.
I'm
saying that it was though.
Well, if we went on those terms, so were the drug lords that ran by the CIA. So it is, if we go by what the CIA ran, the CIA is. You don't want to say that junk on the air. You don't get me caught up.
The Central Intelligence Agency.
Give them a reason to come in here and take stuff.
You know what I'm saying? You don't get me caught up.
Not give them a reason to do that.
I just said they don't come in white sheets. They come in doggone suit and ties, but they'd be the same thing. So I just think we've made strides. We've made a lot of strides.
And like I said, but because you have, let's face it, back then you may have had, nationwide 25 lawyers of color in law. Now, don't get me wrong, you might have to go through some crazy fight, but what they were able to do then, there's a lot of it that can't be done now. Some of it still is being done, like I said, under the guise of legalese, but it's a lot different. But like I said, we right now, it's a lot worse than what it was 4 years ago.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I'll say that. It's a lot worse than what it was 4 years ago.
Agreed.
But compared to what our parents went through, we've it's moved forward and upward compared to what they went through. Compared to that. Like I said, that they, you got me saying they, but they sat back and figured out other ways to do it.
You know what they is.
Yeah, they
talking about who's they. We know who
they.
They
sat back and figured out other ways to do it. So this is where, this is where it's at.
Yeah.
But now let me ask you this in regards to the holiday. Is there anything that you feel that you personally
I heard him from long distance. He said he want to watch the championship game. He said, what I'm supposed to do? I said, shit, come join the podcast. He just called. What up, Unc?
Yeah, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine. How things been going?
Hey, we here.
What's going on, Supreme?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to call in to talk about the subject.
Okay.
We all ears.
Go with it.
Okay, I gotta turn. Let me turn off this thing here. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Let me jump on something that y'all started off first. Because y'all know me. I don't give a fuck. As someone who have actually read the documents about what the CIA done to our community, I encourage everybody to watch the documentary on how crack came into East LA.
Mm-hmm.
I want everybody to watch that documentary.
Mm-hmm.
They are unapologetic as to what they done.
Mm-hmm.
So following up on what Lo said and the young lady, the CIA have done nothing but horrendous and horrible things all over the planet, including assassinating more than 24 leaders. Half of them are African leaders who are trying to do the right thing. Now, that's a fact. But for somebody who actually read those documents myself, it's worse than that. And anybody who's hearing this in the different intelligence age, you can kiss my ass. Now, to get to the subject of the day, I'm gonna tell y'all something. This situation that we're dealing with now is something that we were never supposed to be going through again in our lifetime.
Facts.
This stuff that's going on now is like beyond the beyond of the beyond. We are all supposed to have been past this. We are going through this situation again. And y'all know what I've been saying since day one is we as a people need to start standing up to what this asshole is doing. You got his people that's in Minnesota today. A quarter of them are racist. A quarter of them are people who was in the insurrection. A quarter of them are basically redneck crackers who don't have any kind of education. And that's been all proven. Even Cory Booker laid out the facts today. So in my personal view, it's time for people to start shooting back at them. And I wish they would. I wish they would. I know it sounds bad. I know y'all think it's not going to happen, but trust me, at some point it's going to happen. And I don't know what to say about where we're going to go from there. But I am going to say, and I'm going to let y'all go, is that this country under this asshole is going straight to hell. We have seen what's going on in the world. This man going to challenge all of our top 5 allies, and we sitting here allowing him to do it. And I'm gonna tell you, y'all know I've been beyond this for a long time. I'm sick of it. I hope somebody blow his fucking head off. I hope that the Cubans do their damn job. Where the hell are they damn drug merchants and these drug traffickers and these badass drug dealers when you need them? When you need them, they're not doing a damn thing. And where the Iranians at? As far as I'm concerned, they all can come and do their damn job. I'm out. Y'all have a good night.
Appreciate you, huh?
I came with the heat.
He said, always.
As always, he's matter of fact.
Always.
Very, very matter of fact.
Always. All right, well, the question I was gonna ask before Unc called in was, personally, what do you think that you can do that could help further along the celebration of Dr. King?
Help further along. Hello, what's your thoughts?
She passed it. Nice assist.
Alley-oop. Yeah.
Look at you. She got sports terms. Alley-oop.
I mean, from a personal standpoint, I think you have to do things on the daily, and I honestly, I try to live my daily life, in some of those terms, what I mean, giving to your brother, helping another, I try to, big up our own people. I think things that we do here on every Monday that takes time, we sacrifice this time to have a platform, an open platform, open dialogue to discuss, things that affect us, how we can get better. We try to open up dialogues to discuss mental health and all kinds of things, man. And so I think to promote the dream is a daily life thing. You know what I mean? I don't think you can wait till January to say, yeah, let's have a day off and let's discuss the dream.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think the dream has to be something you just live, that's kind of how I see it.
I kind of feel like a lot of times that in America, especially right now, that I'm just in survival mode and just trying to keep my head straight. And one thing, I try to walk in love. I try to be kind to people and just to lift up, each other, right? And those that want to walk beside me of any color, I'm open to that. But I feel like my people are struggling more. And I just feel like we have to like just take care of our houses, right? We have to take care of each other. And the people that want to unite and want to lift us up and help in this plight, I welcome them. But for me, I love everybody. And, I've been a teacher. I don't care what color you are. I'm going to give you my all. I'm going to do what I can. I in my business, I don't care what color you are. I'm going to give you the best, my best. But am I going to try to go out of my way to do for another community before my own when I see like we're still last? That's the stuff that kind of upsets me because, yeah, we do have some millionaires. We have some billionaires. But at the same time, they show us every day, if they decide to take that from you, they will. And when you are saying that's 1%, it's even less of our community. That's part of the 1%.
Sure.
So as a whole, I looked at some numbers the other day. We're still on the bottom, and we fight the hardest. We love the hardest. We forgive the hardest. Like we are some beautiful people. We don't come from hate. And we give so much, and to see like that this country still just gives us like crumbs. I just feel like we just breadcrumbed. We're here, I'm gonna give one of you niggers a platform, and I'm gonna give one of you and then the I can't even say that the 99.99999 is still, we don't know when we might get, people don't like to admit this. We don't know if we're going to ride down the street and the police do something to one of us. We don't know if they decide that they're just going to come and do whatever. And I guess I'm more aware of that now when I actually went out of the country and realized how my nervous system calmed down. That I'm not just always wondering what's going to happen next, what shoe is going to drop next, what tax are they going to put on us next. What's the new bill that they're gonna give to us, right? What's the food gonna be? What are they gonna put in? They just put the PFAs on the food. What are they gonna do next? To where, my health is gonna be at risk, or my living is gonna be at risk. I don't know. I'm just.
Let me ask you a quick question based on that.
Yeah.
So in your travels, right, and when you think about your travels. And you think about, when you have conversations with people in other countries, why do you think, or have you ever discussed why so many of them want to come here?
So the thing about America is where you can make quick money.
Well,
you can make faster money. However, what a lot of people don't understand, a lot of countries have visitors from around the world, right? America just puts on this thing like, oh, everybody wants to come here. A lot of people retire and go to all different types of countries,
right,
all around the world,
right?
That's just like a facade to be like, oh, we big dog. America is big dog, but they're not like the greatest country when it comes to taking care of their citizens and love and keeping, I told you.
But
yeah.
why do you think people in other countries want to come here?
Oh, I
What
said
was
it.
asking.
Just to make $1.
Okay.
To make $1. To I do talk to people that are from other countries that come here, and that's mainly what they say. Like every single one of them, it's just somewhere to come and make money. However, once you go to other countries, you see there's a lot of people from other countries in there too. They're not just mean, we're just in America and we see it.
That's gonna always be the case, but I guess
Right. I'm just saying it's not. I guess what I'm saying is we're not alone in people move to our country to have a better life. That's in a lot of countries. That's all I'm saying.
But I think most of the people that move to other countries from America, like you said, they move there to retire. They don't move there to build up.
No,
Mostly.
Yeah. Well, a lot of
they're not
for a better life.
right. They're not saying, "Oh, you know what? At 18 or at 18 years old, I'm gonna sacrifice everything to go to wherever and get some money and make my life better." I think they make their money, and then they go there
make their money.
here, and then they go there to.
I just asked that question based on what you're saying
Yeah.
in terms of
Yeah.
I get I can't remember the words you used about being here and this and that, you know what I mean, but yet a lot of people come here, you know what I mean. So it's like sometimes just another perspective is that sometimes like people who live in Atlanta, for example. You know how many people who live from Atlanta have never visited the King Center? And they were born and raised here, and they've never visited it. And I know a lot of them have never visited. Never. And they live here.
Yeah.
Were born here.
Many of them don't know.
Raised
where it's
at born out of Grady Hospital. And you ain't even go around the corner to where the man lived, but yet you take off every January 15th to celebrate. You know what I mean? Whatever it is every year when they change the dates. But you know my point. But my point of just saying, a lot of times you can be from somewhere and not necessarily appreciate some of the things that people from other places appreciate. You know what I mean? Is the point. But go ahead.
I think, I get where you're coming from, but I think there's a couple of things into play. For me, let me just say for me, my perspective. Sure. My perspective is since I was a child, since my mother was a child, they have tried to portray, and I talk about that in my poem. They've tried to portray all these countries like they're not better than us, right? They've tried to portray, just like there's a guy just did a post about Africa. All he heard was Africa wasn't this and wasn't that, and it was, impoverished and all these things, right? And so when we're in this country that has taught us everywhere else looks a certain way, or that it's hard to get there and hard to build a life, then that can just be something that's already that we're just, a subconscious belief. Whereas there are other countries, like how many people's in India? There's like, almost 2 billion people. They chilling. They okay where they're at. You know what I'm saying? They come here too, but it's not like the whole country.
Here's my point.
Yeah.
How do we know they're okay with where they at? You know what I mean?
Because they're not like trying to come and just.
You don't know that.
Probably can't get
some of them, and some of them don't have any options. You know what I mean? Some of them have never been presented anything else. Just like we have a lot of people from right here who don't know anything else. They've never been anywhere. They never had the blessing of having family members take them out the country. They never had the opportunity to go. And I've talked to guys from Atlanta, and I can say that thing about Portsmouth, Virginia. There's some people who just they don't want to go in. There's because they've never experienced it, so this is all they know.
I call it a fishbowl effect.
Yeah.
You can look out the fishbowl and you can see all that stuff. But there's an imaginary glass that won't let you go out of it. My hometown in North Carolina, there's so many of my homies. Back when I first moved down here, that's talented. And back then, when the first time the Olympics came, all these guys was good in construction. All these guys was good. I mean, they could have come here and got contracts after contracts, but they just that imaginary glass just kept them from doing it. And I think that's what I call it. I call it a fishbowl effect, to where people can see something, but there's an imaginary something keeping them from going to get it. Same thing. It's amazing how many people I talk to that's actually, like you said, from Atlanta, that's never left. I'm talking for a family reunion. I'm talking, no, Dwayne, you left. You just, I'm about to say, we just went to Orlando to get a break. Yeah, all right.
I was gonna throw in there. The perspective I'm saying is, you're not wrong, neither what you're saying, but my perspective is, like you said, how do I know that they don't want to move here? How do you know that they do? How do you know that they're?
I
yeah,
know.
right. I'm
I
just
know.
saying that, like, we have a perspective. Everybody wants to come here. That's not necessarily true, right?
No, that's not what I said. I asked, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. You were just saying, like, okay, we might not, like, we're inside of it, and I might be having, or anybody might be having, like, a biased look or not appreciate it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying that could be true, but it also could be true that it's not as great. That I have been, that I have seen that there are other places that people are happier and they want to stay there, you know. And I actually looked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Canada is ranked as the top destination that people want to move to and that people try to move to. And then they said Australia. So all I'm saying is that they may be getting a lot.
People want to move to for what purposes? To retire, to move, to live.
Quality of life. Okay. Natural beauty, opportunities. That's what it says. I'm not saying that America, like I said, we are a force, but I'm saying that, like, we have a perspective that, like, we're the top country and everybody wants to move here. People move all around the world. That's all I'm saying.
No, of course they
that
do.
Like, we're not necessarily, we do see a lot of immigrants, but a lot of countries see a lot of immigrants and people moving there.
Right.
You know, and I do know when I talk to immigrants a lot. Like, when people come here, I got friends that from everywhere, not every single country, but I talk to a lot of people, and they consistently say if they've moved here, it's to make money, or one of their family members moved, their mom or somebody moved, and they just went ahead and moved because they wanted to be close to their family. You know, I'm not saying that America is like the bottom of the barrel. But what I am saying is that the stuff that's going on, you know, there are other countries that do not have so much hate. There are countries that do. But I'm just saying we're almost like, when it comes to hate and safety, we're not like the top country.
Oh, nowhere near.
You know, that's all I'm saying. Like, I looked it up one day, like, we had some years back, I think I mentioned that before on here, we have like over 200 school shootings a year, and the other countries have about 8.
If
the closest,
our school shootings and our hate and our murder rate is well beyond most countries. No question about it.
Yeah. We have the most imprisoned people.
That's not going to be a deterrent.
Yeah.
I mean, people move to cities that have multiple murders, multiple shootings. You know, that's if people want to come to which, like you said, most people come to America that's not from America. They come to America for a better living so that they can make money, send money back to their people.
Yes.
I don't care what's happening. If that's what they're coming for, that's what they're coming for. And a lot of them don't move their whole families here. You know, they send money back. You know, that type of deal.
Yep.
You know, they come and they live a certain way because, you know, they can save their money a little quicker and do all of that. But listen, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to go over some of these comments because I saw the comment up here about the plan and everything. And we're going to get back to the Dr. King thing a little bit. Then we're going to get onto the Drewski thing. We got to talk about Drewski and everything that went down with that, with the church folks. We'll be right back. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And Jae.
Listen, man, I've had iPhone 11 for a long time since iPhone 11 came out.
What?
Yeah, iPhone 11, and I wore it with pride because I was like, I'm not getting a new phone every time one of these things come out.
That's fair.
You know, The whole family got better phones than me, and it's okay. So I'm at Sam's, right? And I'm unloading my cart, and my mom calls me. I put it on the speaker until I get my Bluetooth. You look in the parking lot, it was dry to the left, it was dry to the right, it was dry everywhere you could see. My phone's on the back of the trunk. It fell down in the only freaking puddle in the entire area. And that phone went face first. That joke ain't been back on since, man. It went zoop.
So Lo, I'm gonna just go and tell you something. That iPhone 11 decided it wanted to die. It jumped. It jumped ship.
That is funny.
That iPhone 11 was like this. He can't keep pushing me like this.
Find a studio that matches your podcast vision? Located inside Uptown Comedy Corner, our studio just 5 minutes from Atlanta's airport has everything you need. From high quality equipment to multi-camera setups for live streaming, we've got it all. With 15 plus years of experience, our team ensures smooth sessions with editing and post-production services at an additional cost. Plus, our competitive pricing make it easy for creators of all levels. Contact us at 404-500-1605.
Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. We back, people. We are back. We're gonna try and go over some of the comments as we are, finishing up speaking on the celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King. Oh, the defense, he keeping them in it. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all this too. We are looking at the national championship game. So if you see me and Angelo head going the other way or whatever, or we do something like that, or we were like, it's because of the game. So we're still doing Classic Conversations. Comments? You found them?
I don't. Yeah, go ahead and read them. I can't see them on my phone.
Okay. Oh man, I can't.
Here, I got them.
There you go.
Let me
Yeah,
see. Let me pull them
comments.
up.
I
Why
was
am I not coming up?
looking
I
at
don't
the
get
ones that
nothing.
was over here. I wasn't looking at on the phone. I was looking at them.
It said be the same thing, but I'm just not getting them. They're not popping up.
But I do
Okay,
remember,
how
I can't
far back
remember.
do you want to go?
You can go back. You see about talking about Dr. King.
Okay. Somebody said happy MLK Day, Orlina. We are better in one sense. We have been able to accomplish a lot. But now we have folks who don't want to pursue the dreams that our forefathers fought hard for us to have, like education and voting. Catherine Bracey, she said, hello. Some people are just lazy and don't want to work. Orlina said, this dude is doing things to escalate things so he can get results he wants for evil purposes. He creates situations to attack. Facts. Kanithia said, hi. Miss Bracey said, amen. Let's see. Orlina said, Dr. King and the people at his time had a plan. That's what the preacher said this morning. They had a plan. They didn't accomplish what they did without a plan. Can't just talk, but we need a plan. Lewis said, remember what King said? Have delivered my people into a burning house. Maybe he meant to say, I may have delivered my people. I'm not sure. And he said, same ratio of hate. Yeah, then he corrected himself, may have delivered. She is correct. We are the only ones not taking full advantage of the American dream. From number one fan, at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, 4547 was there. He decided that night to run for office. From number one fan, before the 2010 election, I tried to warn people about the midterms, tell folks to fill out their senses. Every single Democrat in leadership lost. Black men and women headed every chair. And then no one should be surprised with what 4547 is doing. I tried to tell folks in 2010. And then somebody wrote, number one fan said about, Dr. King wrote about, warn all of us, where do we go from here?
Which, the one about the plan is so on point, which is why, because I feel we do not have a Dr. King or Malcolm X, we don't have that person to galvanize and get that plan. That's why I was asking about individually, because we still have to keep it moving forward. So because there is no plan, because there is no plan, we individually, I feel that we have to, try and in our own way, keep things moving forward for our culture. I didn't get the answer, but I will, because I know somebody gonna say, "Damn, JT, you ain't saying that." I'm same thing with doing it daily, but I also use this day as a reset for me. I've done it because this day is always going to come, and then also it's always the week of after the flag football tournament. So I always use this day as a reset. Sometimes I go out. I've sometimes went out, fed homeless, but I didn't today. I actually sat around and used it as a reset to continue, because again, it can be taxing, as you're trying to speak to others and help others, and they don't receive, that type of deal. So I feel if you don't have a reset, you can get to the point where you say, you know what, damn that, I ain't doing that. They ain't listening no way. But I feel that's why I do that's why I honor his dream, is to do a reset and keep it moving forward. So we're gonna
Let me ask you a question.
go ahead.
Before you cut, I know you about to go to the next one, but it's just interesting because we had a good conversation the other day at the field when we were talking something similar, and one of the issues, and based on some of the things that we're just discussing with Jae in terms of other countries, and I think like you have, like we're talking with Charles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Charles is from Nigeria, and and we'll talk some cultural things. They have their own culture, and you were talking about some of the other, a lot of these people, even the ones who come here, they still have their own culture, and and I can't remember who asked the question, but maybe T.O. Somebody just said, but we're black, and I was like, that's not a culture. I said, black is a color. So what about the culture? He said, well, we black Americans, so that's our culture. You know what I mean? So there's white Americans and black Americans. So there goes your separation right there. But when you're from Nigeria, you're Nigerian.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Period.
Facts. Facts.
You know what I mean? When you're from Japan, you're Japanese.
Well, the thing is, though, they did that, right?
Who's a they?
America
I just like to have-
separated us from day one and said they still do try that, right?
Right.
You're not American.
Right.
When we are American, right? So they say, oh, you African American. Some of us was already here, player. Right? Some of us were already here. It's been proven. Some black people were already here. So that was America, right? They divided us from day one to say you are not. And you're only a fourth of a person. It was designed from day one to make us think differently about ourselves. But I personally think, just going by what we have to go by, right? African American, what have you. I do think we have our own culture, and it is different from their culture. It could have been one, but we have been forced to be separate at some point, right? And so we, again, nothing against anybody else. I'm all black power. I think that we are dope. We are innovative everywhere around the world. When we do something, they want to be like us. Trust me. They want to dress like us. They want to do their hair. I take pictures when I go out of country. They have locks. I seen Thai people with locks. We see white people with locks. That's our thing, right? The clothing, the music.
What culture is that?
Out, boy. You was too fast with it.
I'm saying
you got me quicker.
Saying they separated
you got me quicker. You quick.
I'm saying they
the
separated,
American
and
black.
it is African American.
He said what?
It is.
The American black.
No, listen,
Exactly.
but
That is our culture. The
Right.
American black.
but the
African
thing
American,
is,
yeah.
Not black American,
But-
the American black.
The
There's-
American black.
not
The
Afri-
American that is black.
Huh?
right?
No,
Is the American that is black, or is
No.
it the black that is American?
The black American.
Come on, Dwayne.
Now,
I'm liking it.
culture. Now,
I'm liking
I know we gonna get to Jerusalem. We gonna get there. Is there different cultures within our race?
Within our
No,
race.
let me say this. The
Wait, just answer that.
hold on.
Is
The
there
black
different
Amer-
cultures
no,
within
the
our
black
race?
The black American does have a culture.
So
We do have a culture, and we give it out every day. Like hip hop is
Facts.
a black American culture.
Facts.
Blues
Facts.
is probably the black American culture.
Come on.
Because these are things
That's
that
the
we-
black American culture,
'Cause these are
or
things we
is that
created.
part of the
That's
culture
part of the culture.
of black American?
But not because that didn't come from Africa. That came from America.
Right.
But-
So like
Right.
hip hop came from America.
Right.
is hip hop
like
a culture
breaking-
and blues another culture?
What?
Yes, because it
That's
came
what I'm
from
saying. Got
America.
different cultures right in
'Cause
our
I'm
race.
saying culture is saying like we created it.
Right.
That wasn't in Africa and then came over here.
Right.
We created that and then they took it and brought it over there.
Facts.
So like, cause think
So
about like
So when
Dreads.
Africans were beating on drums,
Let's go
to
with-
a
no,
beat,
no,
to a
that's,
beat.
So that's their culture, but their
Right.
culture is not in our not
Mm-hmm.
infused to our culture like ours is theirs. So think about it like this:
Mm-hmm.
you don't like even an African beat still sounds hip hop. It has 808s in it. So like
Or does a hip hop
808
sound like an
drum-
African beat?
No.
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
I'm not saying it like that. I'm not. But let me say that. Let me say this. I'm not saying it like that because I'm saying that those people who came off the boats that were African are so far removed that they are not the American black. They are that far removed that they are not the American black. The American black is a couple of generations after that slave.
Really?
That has just been here. That it has its own culture. Like they have its own culture.
So now dread. We just said something about
I don't necessarily agree
dreadlocks.
with that.
So I didn't say anything about dreads. Dreads is not the American black culture. That is
Jamaican.
That is
It's more
a
Jamaican than
culture.
anything else.
So, but that's what I'm saying.
That's
The
what it
American
is.
black does have culture. You know what I'm saying? Like even so, like a skating. Like skating is the American black culture because it's not just an Atlanta thing. Skating is universal. I've California, New York. I've seen it so many places, but
We didn't invent skating.
I'm just saying, like, who
How you
did?
know? No, I'm just playing.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, I don't
Who
know.
invented it?
I mean, you're right. I don't know,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
I mean,
like,
so
cause let me say
they
this:
took
if you
skating
do
from us
if
too?
you do the history, black people were the first hockey players. Like that was a sport invented by black people in Canada.
First jockeys.
First boxers.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, I know that.
So that's all I'm saying. We have invented and have created our own culture, the American black.
Yeah.
And like I said, where the are things that we've created, the things that are just ours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
Yeah, I agree,
Okay,
Dwayne.
let's go with what you said about Charles. But Charles was born in America, though, right?
No, I think he was probably born over there, but I think his younger brothers were born
Okay,
over
so
there.
let's say somebody that's Nigerian roots, their parents are from Nigeria, and they're born here in America. But their culture from Nigeria,
They're
and-
Nigerian.
and
They're
say-
Nigerian. They're going to be Nigerian.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
he said, and he said that
Yeah.
their culture is Nigerian because they were talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
You know, it was a conversation about
That's what I was
women,
at. That's what I was at.
how wives are, and he said, and somebody asked Charles the question. We were talking about other races and all that stuff, and they were like, "What about yours?" He said, "Oh no, we have a Nigerian culture."
Right.
He said, my wife does.
Right.
I mean, his mom does XYZ because that's their culture. That's
Yeah.
how it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think part of it, to me, and when I think about it, is we had to, the people in America, the black people in America, once we were put under slavery and were not granted the same benefits, we had to figure out how to have fun, how to eat good, how to, you see what I'm saying? And we developed a culture out of that. Does that make sense?
So
or
You know what I'm trying to
they
say?
just try to continue their culture as it was as best they could.
Some of them, yeah.
Not create a culture. They brought their culture when they
Some.
if we go with the historical stuff that we've seen, read here, watched
Mm-hmm.
movies and all that stuff. They had the African drum beats. They were beating the drums so other people could hear and they could communicate. You know what I mean? They didn't create that. That was their culture. They brought that culture here.
Some. I think that we still created. I think you're not wrong. I'm saying
I don't know if we created or we did it,
Because
elevated, maneuver.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
But
I
don't know if we
definitely
created
think.
it.
I definitely think not everything was passed
I just
down.
think about it like this,
Yeah.
right? Right.
Then
like
it's
you
not a
said,
cul-
let's
it's not a culture
Because
then.
we created.
So then what's the
stuff.
culture then?
We
But let me say
created
this,
our own. That's what I'm saying.
We who? Black Americans?
But think,
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Think about it like this.
Okay.
You have to do an ancestral DNA to figure out what tribe or
Sure.
that you come from.
Sure.
But that means you so far removed
Come on.
from it.
That's what I'm
that
saying.
Though that's where you come from, that's not your tribe.
So then, based on what you just said, though, if you go on that mindset, then everything that we've been saying for hundreds and thousands of years that we are still facing the trauma of our slavery, then we're saying we're not because we created our own. Then.
Hold on.
Based on what you just said.
I'm not.
So there is no trauma.
So I'm not
saying two
saying
different
trauma.
things.
I'm not. No.
saying what he
So
just
this is what I'm
said.
saying. I'm agreeing with you. What you saying with the drums and the beats, and then, but that is a part of it. Like so that shaped it. Like I'm not saying that doesn't shape it. I'm saying that once we got it, we've changed it. It's like it's totally different. It's not the same. Like I'm not saying that it's not similar. I'm just saying that it's not the same because everything has an origin. I'm not saying that. So that's what I'm saying. Our origin is African, but we're so far removed from being African. We can't, like you said, if you found out you were from Nigerian descent, are you going to start doing Nigerian culture things? Probably not. You probably going to.
You don't have nothing to relate it to.
But this is what I'm saying, because you are now the American black. Everything you related to is from your grandmother.
So our culture is American black. That was just
correct. Yes. And it's unique to us. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like we have our unique. Yes. We have a unique way of seeing things.
Yes.
Like even your family is unique.
Yes.
Like the things that your family does is unique to your family. It may be similar to other people's family, but it's still unique to y'all. You know what I'm saying? And then that culture will go forever because your sons will now take that culture to their children. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like like your family reunion. Like everybody's family reunion is different, but it's similar. You know what I'm saying? Like my family.
There's similarities.
Yeah, similarities. Like my family reunion, I can remember like you said, I'm just gonna go on the cookout day. The cookout day, all the elders cook the food. You know what I'm saying? You got 2 or 3 uncles this grilling. You got the specialty women that are cooking, and everybody, you just show up. You ain't gotta bring nothing. Everything is there, and then all the kids eat in a certain room. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, before we eat, you know, we go play basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the brothers versus the, you know what I'm saying, the cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like, so those are our culture. You know what I'm saying? That's our culture. That's stuff we bring in, we pass down. But like I said, Nigerians don't do that. That's not their culture. That's not how their family, you know what I'm saying, bonded and learned each other. That's how we did in the American black culture.
We don't know that first of all. But I mean, I hear what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
We don't know what they do. But
I want to throw another example in that I always say. You know how we used to, a lot of people, they get stuck up about people naming their kids and, you know, all these crazy names. That is an attempt to separate from, this is, you know, we were given these names, but when we were in Africa, we had different names, but we don't know those names. But I want to stand out because I know somebody that's from Japan. I know when I hear a name that somebody that's Hispanic, right? They took that from us, and you don't know, when you see John Doe, you don't know if that's, I know that's just, you know, if John Smith, if that's a black man or a white man. So we started saying, you know, John Quavius and, you know, all these things, and people are like, why would you do that?
You give me too much credit now.
But no, I'm saying that was an attempt. All names are made up. All names are made up, correct? Can we say all names are made up? And so what black people started doing, I don't want to sound like John. I want somebody to know I'm black.
They should have stayed with John.
I want somebody to know.
I'm with you to say. You giving them too much. You giving them too much credit, Lo. But I'm giving them the credit that they deserve. Exactly what you're saying.
To say I'm not like this person right here. You know what I'm saying?
You said that they. But that's what you said. When you want nicer things, you name your kids these nicer things. That's the same thing though. That's all I'm saying.
Whitewashing,
that's
right?
the same thing though.
People that have like these authentic names from these other countries, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, that's my name. And names be hard as hell to pronounce sometimes, right? But they try to make us feel like.
No, a lot of them do care. A lot of them come over here and they'll have an American name.
They're in service.
A lot of them just not just in service.
Look at,
but they don't.
God rest his soul, Dikembe Mutombo. How many names did he have?
A lot.
And he shortened it to Dikembe Mutombo.
But some of them will give regular names. I mean, I've dealt with quite a few of them, especially
right,
in the package store. They'll all give different names. They all have different names that they'll make it easier for people. So.
So we're gonna move on to
really we're stripped of our names and identity. We don't know who we really are.
Exactly.
We're stripped of everything.
Exactly.
No, that is, and that was my question in terms of the culture, because we were stripped of it. What, you know,
we created it. We created our own customs. That's my point of the names. We were like, this is us. You know. Certain names, when you hear it, you know it's a black kid's name. Come on, be honest.
And you
Look,
know
I mean,
what?
be
You
for
right.
real.
You right. But
Be
some
for
of them
real.
you be like, damn.
It don't matter though.
That's a black kid.
And
Why
that's
you do
just
that?
us. That's them shaming us to where
Dang,
now we
them
shame each
shaming.
other. Like, oh,
you
that's too
should
hard.
be shamed with that name.
But think about the dude you just said, Makimbu Mutombe.
You name a motherfucker after a tire.
See, that's the exact opposite.
My
Yeah.
point is that
It should be a
your
shame.
perspective is your perspective. If I think it's a beautiful name and it stands out, just like these other countries, then I shouldn't be. But in America, it's like if you try to be different, oh, you don't want to name your son after Massa.
So we got Black American culture.
Come on.
We got American Black culture, and then we just got hood culture.
There it is.
Maybe, but maybe not.
That fall in the hood culture.
Some of those people were not in the hood. Some of those people, think about
somebody
it.
was in the hood.
Think about it in this way. They were just brave to be like, I don't care. I don't want
Brave.
my son to be named John.
Yeah, I want my son to
'Cause
never
John
get a job.
is it's a 10 million Johns out here. I'm just saying. So then when
I
a
don't want my
black
child
person
ever get a
step out,
job.
they
You're
get
right.
they get shamed for it. Come on.
That's different.
Come on.
That's sure gonna stand out or stand over there. Everybody else get picked. But real quick, then we're gonna get on to my man.
Yeah.
And 3 words, what do you define the culture as, or the culture that you believe in? 3 words.
The culture that we believe in.
Yeah, strong, passionate, whatever. Just 3 words. I know there's just 3 words though.
Let Dwayne go first.
A culture that we believe in.
Because there's so many cultures. We just sat and talked about hood
How do we
culture,
describe
black
it?
American culture, American black culture. How do you describe
Okay.
your culture?
Okay.
3
Okay.
words.
Okay.
The unapologetic American black.
Come on. Come on, Dwayne.
Okay.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm gonna say innovative.
It's good.
I'm gonna say
What a game.
ingenuity and strength. Strength, because it takes strength to be like
Just the words. That's all.
Forget y'all.
Just want the words. That's all. Just want the words. I'll go with improving, positivity, nurturing.
I love that.
That's your 3 words.
Proud. Originator. Dominating.
Ooh, come on, Lo. Yes.
Nope.
Let's go.
That's a good one. It's good. I went to 2 MLK events and both targeted the plan and also to pour into and educate our youth. And again, we have to develop a plan because we can't accomplish anything in separate corners. If we ever realize our potential and power as a race, we can accomplish so much that is so powerful. But for some reason, people act like it's written in language that they can't read. They know our power, which is why they try and keep us divided.
Facts.
We was really stripped of our names and identity. We don't know who we really are. We were stripped of everything.
Yeah. And that's the point, Arlena, why we had to develop it.
Drewski.
And we cold with it.
All right, so recently Drewski did a little skit, parody skit, comedic skit.
I want to respond to this comment she made.
Wait.
No, go finish this.
Okay.
I want to respond to that later.
You sure? You want to do it now? Okay. Yeah, recently, I guess it was about 2 weeks ago, Drewski dropped the skit. The crazy thing is, man, I got called to be a part of that too, but I was sick. I couldn't go. But
Boy, you missed that one.
I sure did.
They would have had you right on the camera doing it.
They said, but the parody was basically on the mega churches and some of the personalities and acts that we see in some of the mega churches. A lot of people that are deeply rooted in the church, said that he was actually making a mockery of the church. Some people said that he actually wasn't making a mockery of the church. He was making a mockery of the mega preachers and the things that they're doing. So what I know everybody in here saw. What do y'all stand on it? When you saw it, what was the first thought that you saw before reading anybody's comments?
Who, me?
Anybody, yeah.
I thought it was hilarious. And do I think he was making a mockery? He was. But anybody can get it. He's a comedian. You know what I'm saying? I might make a skit about Lo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't mean if your stuff is out there, you can be made fun of. Period. You know what I'm saying? So they got to get out of their feelings.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say.
They got to get out of their feelings.
Because a lot of people get made fun of.
Exactly.
But nobody comes to the defense of those other people. But boy, they was in an uproar about this man because he did it about the church.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Which I didn't think he did it about the church. I thought he done it about the actual pastors that was doing it. The flying caught me. That hanging over. Hey, I was almost in tears looking at it.
Oh, it was hilarious.
And the shoes.
It was hilarious.
I'm walking in the blood of Jesus. That's why I wear my Louis Vuitton, or not Louis, whichever shoe it was. That one caught me. I didn't think he was making a mockery of the church. Me myself, I thought that he was, like you said, doing.
He said, "Are you a Christian?" He said, "Yeah, that's why my brother at Christian Dior."
Yeah,
with
the red
bottoms.
Because I walk in the blood of Jesus. I mean, I didn't think that he was making a mockery of the church. I thought that he was doing a comedic skit on the pastors. That's what I thought. But it was just interesting how they said that this was his most viewed skit ever.
By far.
And he's done many that were good. And they say this one, he spent a lot of money on it too. But they say that this one, anytime you do a skit that's going to create I don't know, disdain, I guess you could say, from one side is always gonna, elevate it. But you said he's a comedian and anybody can get it, so he was just doing what a comedian do. I'm with you with that in regards to, I didn't think he was doing anything about the church. He was doing it about the pastors. What say you, Angelo?
To me, I don't care who he was doing about. It was funny. Whether it was the pastor or the church. But here's the funny part about it is, since the skit came out and on social media, you've literally, some folks went and found all of the different events that really happened with with different pastors, and they showed the actual event of where he got it from. It's not like he just made up these things. These were all actual things that happened in the church, and he mocked them. So
exactly,
these things happened. These were, so, and this is why they offended, because a lot of them know that was your pastor. You know what I mean? Doing the inchworm on the stage, and all these things were actual events. Flying across. Come on, man, what we doing? If you doing it for show, well, he
showed it.
He showed it.
He showed it.
Yeah, man.
I'm all for it. Have fun at church. I feel like church ain't gotta. It ain't gotta be like it always was. If you want to go across the stage and that's entertaining and you still giving a word, and you bringing people in, you bringing people close to God, you bringing people out of the streets and giving people hope. Do what you do.
And that's something
I'm
else,
not against it.
because we there now, so let's keep it. It was talking, they asked a couple of different pastors, why are you dressed in these expensive suits with this, $3,000 watch on, and you're driving up in a Maybach? And some of the pastors said, listen, I have to meet some of my congregation where they're at. I don't want those people that do make a lot of money to not want to come to my church because they think that they're going to be talked about because they got, a $3,000 watch on. I want them to be able to come to my church and feel comfortable.
Womp, 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 womp.
All I know is, like I told y'all
that's what I heard.
A lot of them pastors, they got their own money. Wear what you want. I don't care. They write books. They doing all
Didn't say
kinds
that.
of stuff.
Then to say that, don't say because I want to meet them where they at.
Yeah, word you want.
Like you said, the 1%ers, the 1%ers of the church. So you want to meet the church where the 1%ers are at? You want me to where the 99% at?
Right.
Wasn't it Matthew, one of the disciples who was a gold miner? You know, he was a something major, but the road with Jesus, he had to give all that stuff up. So what are we talking about?
Boy. Ooh.
What are we talking about? Come on, man.
You came with that one.
That was one person, and it's more about if that's gonna cause you to fall. If your money is gonna make you arrogant and think you better than everybody, you know what I'm trying to say? Not everybody's like that.
What was one person? What are you talking about?
I'm saying the guy what you was just now
I'm
talking
talking about one of the
about.
disciples of Jesus who,
Right.
in order to roll with Jesus, you had to
Right.
give up your power, your gold, your money. You couldn't roll with him, with all that.
You saying everybody? He told everybody that.
No, all of his disciples.
I ain't never read where he said everybody had to. He just said
Did
go
you read
with
about
me.
Matthew?
He said pick up and go with me.
He had to give it all up in order to go with him.
He one person.
Because all of them were like that. All the disciples were just regular people. They were, and if they weren't, they had to give up their gold and their fortune. You couldn't go. He didn't want a bunch of rich folks. He wanted people. He really met them where they were at.
Tax collector.
Tax collector. Thank you.
The tax collector was rich.
Here's my point. He had to give it up.
I'm saying he had to stop his job because he was hurting people.
No, he had to
He
stop
was doing
his
something
job
against-
to roll with Jesus
But-
because he didn't need people who with all the wealth. He wanted to literally meet people where they were, and most of the people are going to be poor people. Majority of them. It's just facts.
All I can say is
Unc said those mega churches, they're just about the money. Name one mega pastor who is in Minnesota. Name one. Past the bedtime. Good night.
Good point, Kiki. We'll come back to that.
I saw that one.
I just saw it. My phone just now getting messages.
Yeah, then the tax collector came up, so I didn't go. Go ahead, go with it.
Oh no, that was it. I was just responding.
Kiki's thing.
Oh, she was on the
culture thing.
The culture thing. She said what Dwayne was saying doesn't sound like culture to me. It sounds like tradition. That's a good point. Good point.
Family traditions.
He told all to take up their cross and follow him, rich or poor. Yeah. Okay. So again, that's not. And what I was saying wasn't. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying. I was just responding to your comment. You know what I mean? I'm like,
that what?
you don't. If you gonna meet them where they at, that was a horrible example to say I'm gonna meet them where they at because I got 1% of my church got Lambos, Rolls Royces. I need to get one too to meet them where they at. No, majority of your church is trying to figure out how to pay the light bill this month. Well, that's the reality of it. Majority of your church is behind on rent. This is where majority of your church is at.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't arguing that. I was just saying they just do it because that's what they want to wear. They got money and they wanted to buy it.
My point was just say that.
Just say that.
Don't give me that other stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
I wear this is what I like to wear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I hope that one day all y'all can wear it with me too. You know what I mean? But again, the Drusy thing, man, I think was hilarious. I think people got to get out their doggone feelings. You know what I mean? It's comedy. What people need more than anything else is a good laugh.
Facts.
And that's what that skit does. It gave people a good laugh. Now, if you saw your pastor in those skits,
right,
then you should be looking at your pastor.
Right.
It's a true statement.
Facts.
It's a true statement.
Facts. I agree.
These pastors be asking for donation in Christian Dior shoes. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. That's exactly.
And the brother roll up at the end, ask for some money. You like, man, get your hands off.
Get your hands off my car. What's wrong with you?
Man. And
how much this car cost?
And this is how I look at it. And this is what I'll say, Jose. Like I said, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with liking nice things and having nice things, right? But when you're, to me, you're put here as a vessel to help others. Wouldn't even those riches that you obtain, wouldn't those riches be better off helping others and helping the people that need the help? Like I said, like your congregation. That's because this how I look at the mega church. Like I said, if the people at the bottom are struggling and the people at the top are thriving, there is a problem. Why can't everybody be thriving together, and or the people at the top show the people at the bottom how to thrive? And it's too many people in the church that, like you said, are living check to paycheck, that are looking on how to pay their light bill, or looking for food. You know what I'm saying? And when you try to, if you're here really to help, identify that and help. You ain't. I mean, like I said, man, the majority of their stuff comes from even those books and stuff like that from their congregation, from having a built-in audience. You know what I'm saying? It just is. So at the end of the day, if these people that are supporting you and you not helping them in return, what are you here for?
I mean, you're not wrong, but at the same time, you know, I had a boss years ago, and he had a company. And that was my first job when I was 14. And he always hired people that needed help, that couldn't find work, sometimes people that were. And as the company grew, he got big contracts. And he got more money. He was able to buy nicer things. He had a whole family to take care of. Was he supposed to, at this point, he's helping people. Can he bring everybody to his level? He can't bring everybody to his level. Can he do what he can? Are some people gonna still be the people that after you give them this, they still need more? They still want you to give them more? You can only do so much.
So let me
you know
say,
what I'm saying?
So let me say this. So let me say this.
I'm not gonna like sacrifice.
Think about it like this. There are companies. You can Google this. There are companies, multiple companies, thousands of companies around the country that operate where everybody is equally paid and they flourish. I'm not saying that the motto can't work, but it can also work another way. And all I'm saying with the church now the difference is the church is supposed to bring everybody up. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Jesus was hanging around with the low hanging fruit because he wanted them to get better. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to bring them up to his level. So what I'm saying is, if just the top of your church is thriving, why are you not giving to the bottom? You know what I'm saying? Like, because the bottom is supporting
I'm
you.
saying, but how do you know if they're not?
And
I've seen it where the same people you helped last month and you gave them a job, they still come back a month later. They done did everything that they're going to do with their money. They're not managing it well, and they're going to keep coming back. And these churches be having financial literacy workshops. They give out money. I ain't saying every church, but a lot of churches.
And that's the part.
And I'm
I
like,
think,
you
what you just
cannot.
said
You're
there.
not going to be able to change. Like we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Some people are going to have a certain mindset, no matter what.
There's always going to be a percentage that's not going to do right. I call them the can't get rights. It's facts. That's what it is. But what you just said, you know, in regards to the financial literacy workshops, or it doesn't have to be money all the time.
Facts.
Just a direction or an opportunity, as we talked about. Everybody want to come to America for opportunity. And again, I don't do the mega church things. I don't know if they're doing this or not. Honestly, I have no idea. But if they're not, I mean, there should be something. Like I say, you can't give them money to bring them up to where you are, but you should be able to give them resources. And when I say resources, I ain't saying a job. I'm saying like a workshop, like you said. It could be something as simple as, you know what, we got somebody here that knows exactly what you need to put on the resume. Let's get you over here. It should, and again, I don't know if this is happening in these churches because I don't do the mega churches.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to say I don't. I don't.
Yeah.
But it should, if they're not doing that, that should be at least something like that should be done in regards to what Dwayne is saying in regards to the top being great and the bottom not being great. Has to be something to be done to help, you know, pull up, help them improve, some type of educational something to help them do something.
So let me ask you, you say you don't do mega churches. Does your church, do you have any people that are poor at your church? And does your church,
the pastor,
do they make sure that everybody that's, I'm just asking.
And
I ain't saying
the
it's
pastor
right or
ain't
wrong.
rich. The pastor ain't rich, so ain't nobody.
Does
in there really
everybody
rich.
in the church say, everybody gonna be living at the same standard. We're gonna all put our money together and make sure.
Again, I'm taking money out the equation.
Yeah.
My church ain't got no money like that. My pastor got a job.
Right.
So I can't compare that. Money, take it out the equation, because it's like I read something about everybody saying that all of these, and I want to do that show. I wasn't here, but it was the entertainers, the athletes, or whatever. They should be giving their money to their community to bring the community up. But I'm like, is that their responsibility to actually give all their money to the community? It's something. So that's why I like to take money out of it and say this should be something that you can do to help. And it doesn't. Now, you might have to pay some money for the literacy classes. You got to pay somebody to actually teach the classes and stuff like that. Okay, I get that. But actually going up and, like I said, giving somebody, $40,000,
right,
knowing that by 2 months from now you might be
it's
back.
Gonna be gone. That's my point.
Got another. But that's why I say money shouldn't be shouldn't be a part of it.
Yeah,
I would not expect a pastor to be going through the congregation giving out $100 bills.
Right.
I'll go to that mega church. Let me know where that's happening at.
Right.
I'll go to that one.
Right.
But
because it's not always the answer, right? If there's a certain mindset,
money is not the answer to it all, but money will help.
I think the thing is when you hear money is the root of all evil, that's why hold on.
The love.
That's okay, the love of money is the root of all evil. Typically people who have a lot of money typically love it. They love which is why Jesus said, take up this cross, because he knew it's hard to have people around that are rich and be able to feed people and give and have people believe in you if you're in a position of high here and can look down, the judgment on all that stuff. And so I think that's where the money becomes an issue, because if you have, let's just face it, the more money you get, there's typically a lot of stuff. More money, more problems is one of the truest things ever said. You know what I mean? The more you get, the more there's gonna be problems. The more it's gonna be this, the more it's gonna be that. And that's why that evil part comes in, because you start acting differently, treating people differently, start moving differently, start getting things you really don't need. Your influence different. There's a lot of things come with that. So no, you're right. It's not anyone's job to support everyone. You know what I mean? Yeah. As long as if you're in that position, you are doing something to assist others, whether it's your food drives, and you can't do a food drive once a year and say you did something. Right. You know what I mean? These people have enough, there's enough money being brought in. You could do, weekly, monthly, you can do a lot of things. You could do some community service stuff. And you're right. There are things that people are doing. There are some things that some of these pastors are doing to assist their communities. You know what I mean? But we also know when there's a lot of money, there's a lot of other things going on. And I just think that's where the issue at. But based on this topic is simply, again, you have these judgmental people, and I think that deters people from the churches more than anything, more than the pastor being rich.
Who's the judgmental people? The people in the church?
People inside the church.
Are the pastors? Okay.
I said the people. I said that's what deters people more than how much money the pastor makes. It's how judgmental they feel people in that building are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like the attack on Drewski is coming from all these church people who are offended by it. You know what I mean? Because again, they know these are things they see in their church. These are things that they may see their pastors doing. You know what I'm saying? And they're because they take this junk way too personal, way too serious. Because you're following and you're locked up into that man that's in that pulpit. Right. You're consumed by that man as opposed to what some of these messages should be. You're more concerned about how that man looks.
Yeah.
Man. And that's a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a major problem.
I just know I've been to churches where people literally come to church to go to sleep. So to me, if you want to make church exciting and you bringing people the word and you having people to have some more joy and some more patience and some more hope, and you doing plays and you doing whatever, I feel like have at it. Like who, like, and if that was your pastor, but you love your pastor, laugh at the stuff and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't mean he's necessarily a bad person because somebody made fun of him. Everybody gets made fun of. You know what I'm saying? So like, just keep it moving. Just know that y'all doing something good. If y'all doing something good, right?
But it's like you made a great point there, Lo, with the the judgmental people within the church, especially the smaller churches. Ooh.
What a risk he just took.
Especially the smaller churches, you really, there's a lot of judgmental people over in there. I mean, what I can't think of the doggone movie I was in. Oh, Preach, Pray, and Love, I think is the name of it. And Karuchi Tran was the young lady that was actually I think she was a rapper. So the reason why she didn't want to come to, main part of it was the reason why she didn't want to come to the church was because people was being judgmental on her past work and some of the songs she did, and the pastor actually started liking her. But the board, I was part of the board, was telling him you can't do that because it's a bad look for the church. Again, with the judgmental part, that's what keeps a lot of people away from it. So, that's for sure.
And we ain't gonna say their name, but we know who's the most judgmental in America. We ain't gonna say their names.
Why we ain't?
Because I'm not.
You talking about a person or a people?
A religious group.
Christians?
If you want to say that.
Well, I mean, why are we afraid to say that? Yeah, Christians, they are.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think.
You ain't want to say it?
I let Lo say it. I get it. I'd get attacked if I say it.
No, Christians are very
quick to judge somebody.
It's changed.
And that's what pushes people away.
I keep telling people, the world has changed a lot in every aspect, and it's just changed in the aspect of the church and how people dress and when they go to church. And it's all of it has changed. You see stuff on social media all the time and see, well, we already know about the pastor and his wife. She wasn't even at the church, but I've seen people post a picture of a woman in a dress and say, is this too much for church? Who knows what's too much? Who is the gatekeeper on what you're supposed to wear to church, what you're not supposed to wear to church? Who's the gatekeeper? Who made those rules up? I ain't seen them written nowhere. Have y'all ever seen the rules written?
I mean, there's stuff that's in the word, but the thing is, my biggest issue is how they be trying to condemn people to hell. I don't know why that drives me nuts. Telling people they going to hell in the comments. I don't know why that just.
Well, if they're serious, then yeah, I mean they're out of pocket for that because they don't have one to put them in.
Facts.
Again, people are judgmental. People are just judgmental. They just are, and it's unfortunate. And that's why I think that's one of the things that keeps people out of churches more than anything else.
I say be as judgmental as you want. Just keep your judgment to yourself, and you'll be just fine. Keep your judgment to yourself. You'll be all right. Make a church is.
I think it wouldn't be so bad if there was more love, right? You're gonna judge a situation. What you gonna do to help? What you gonna do to change it? You know what I mean? Like how can you love more if a person is going down the wrong path instead of clowning them?
Hey, listen, I just got to say this before this play. I think it's a horrible decision. Indiana coach had made a whole lot of bad decisions, but he just made a bad one right here.
Keep playing with fire, man. There's 9 minutes left.
Hey, man.
Take some points.
It's like, have you lost confidence in your defense?
What? He's at the what, y'all lie?
And about to go for it. Supposed to just getting the field goal with 9 minutes in the game. How? I mean, you don't have no faith in your defense. This is. If he make it, great. But I just think it's a bad decision.
Hold on, y'all. We'll be right back.
Now I gotta judge them. Are we on air? What is going on?
Wow. That's ballsy.
Lord.
Hey.
Crazy.
Shout out to him, because that's ballsy. That's ballsy, bro.
Let me do my Spanish since they taking a break watching the.
Hey, listen, because everybody else watching. Everybody's on here watching too. Trust me. Maybe not Kiki. Kiki probably don't care nothing about this jump, but everybody else watching.
Not only did he get the first down,
got a touchdown.
Touchdown.
Hey, that's
broke like
I think it was a bad call, but it's one of them things where hey, it works, so it was the greatest call ever. But that's ballsy like a mug, bro. That's touchdown all day. That's ballsy like a mug. I ain't gonna lie. If he would have got, because he was supposed to have been stopped.
Yeah.
If you got stopped and lose this game, that's just such a bad decision. But congratulations for making that play. Ooh, that's ballsy.
Ooh, he made the touchdown.
And got a touchdown.
See, they looking at it too.
I see. That's what I'm looking at.
I told
was
everybody.
trying to see how many people was on there, so I could see why.
They wouldn't even be on here if it wasn't for the love of us. We appreciate y'all. Hey, if it wasn't for the love, man, they wouldn't be watching this. They'd be only watching the game. They wouldn't be studying Classic Konversations. We appreciate y'all, man. Y'all all right with us, but we love y'all too.
For sure. Listen, with that, we're gonna take a break. We come back and do our top five. No, I don't think there was too many. There was something that you wanted to
I need some
respond
water.
to.
I know cigars.
We're gonna find that comment once we come back, and we'll go over that comment, and then we get that top five in. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And just say.
Hey, that's so. New phone. Listen, man, I've had iPhone 11 for a long time since iPhone 11 came out.
What?
Yeah, iPhone 11, and I wore it with pride because I was like, I'm not getting a new phone every time one of these things come out.
That's fair.
You know, the whole family got better phones than me, and it's okay. So I'm at Sam's, right? And I'm unloading my cart, and my mom calls me. I put it on the speaker until I get my Bluetooth. You look in the parking lot, it was dry to the left, it was dry to the right, it was dry everywhere you could see. My phone's on the back of the trunk. It fell down in the only freaking puddle in the entire area. And that phone went face first. That joke ain't been back on since, man. It went zoop.
So Lo, I'm gonna just go and tell you something. That iPhone 11 decided it wanted to die. It jumped. It jumped ship.
That is funny.
That iPhone 11 was like this. He can't keep pushing me like this.
Find a studio that matches your podcast vision? Located inside Uptown Comedy Corner, our studio just 5 minutes from Atlanta's airport has everything you need. From high quality equipment to multi-camera setups for live streaming, we've got it all. With 15 plus years of experience, our team ensures smooth sessions with editing and post-production services at an additional cost. Plus, our competitive pricing make it easy for creators of all levels. Contact us at 404-500-1605.
Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And Jae.
we back, y'all. We back. There was a comment in there that you wanted to respond to. Did you find it?
Yeah, but I'm responding. I'm gonna read the other one first. The last one. She said, "That's why Jesus said it's easier for a camel to pass through a needle's eye than a rich person enter heaven. Sometimes wealth hinders spiritual salvation by creating self-sufficiency and adultery. Which is kind of what I was saying. Thank you, Auntie, because that's pretty much my point. That more money thing.
Somebody gave their top three, their 3 words too.
Yeah, I saw that. It was that's Orlando as well.
Yeah.
Kiki said, giving 10% tithe and my pastor shows up in 3K watch on. Ain't no way flashing my money on your wrist gonna sit well in my spirit.
That's wow.
That's hilarious, Kiki.
She is not.
Emphasizing that total reliance on God, not riches, is key for salvation, achievable only by God's grace. But she had said something earlier about, she said her 3 words were resilient because we bounce back. What was the other one? Potential and power as a race. We can accomplish so much. They know our power is why they keep us divided. Mother 2 is strong because we stand up under pressure well, resourceful because we make it happen when needed.
That's the one. That resourceful.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is. I mean,
Facts.
think about it. We've yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that a catch? No, drop it.
Good stuff. But anyway, she had said something there. I'm trying to find where it went to. Towards the end, too. I don't know why I can't find it.
Oh, well, while we're here, waiting
Yeah.
for Angelo to find that. God Guides the stage play.
There it goes right there.
Memorial Day weekend, people. We are coming back to Atlanta before we set sail back across them waters to St. Martin again to do the play, but we will be back in Atlanta. Memorial Day weekend. I don't know if it's that Saturday or that Sunday. I just got to nail that down, and I will make sure to let y'all know.
She said, if we ever realize our potential and power as a race, we can accomplish so much. They know our power, which is why they try to keep us divided. And what I was going to say was that I think a lot we know our potential power. You know, I really believe we as a race, we understand our potential and power as a race, and we see how we can accomplish so much. Our problem has still been the unity
There you go.
of that power. You know, we have that potential power. We just can't seem to put it together. You know what I mean? And unify. I don't know. Remember what the Kwanzaa word is for unity, but that's what we still lacking at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is we refuse to support each other. You know, as a whole.
There you go.
You know, we do things here and there, and I think what I was trying to say earlier about culturally, that's why I feel like we fail as a quote unquote culture. We can change the names, we can get Chiquiko, whatever the devil you were saying earlier. We can do all these things, but unifying, and that's why I think the other cultures come together way better than we do.
We're the only ones that have had the experience that we've had, even across the globe. Is the Black American people. So we got I know I was cracking up at that comment. we got a lot of trauma to work through, but I think sometimes we do come together. I just think that even with the Drewski thing, I thought it was hilarious. But that's still another way for us to be divided, right?
But now who divided us then?
I'm saying if you got people, if we're making fun of one another,
That's
you
what I'm
got
saying.
people that don't feel like, I'm not saying it's wrong.
A lot
I'm
of
just
people
saying,
like to say that they're dividing us, but in that particular instance,
Hey, in 3 minutes. They did that in 3 minutes.
yeah. But I do know that
That's why I went
there
for it. You don't
are
think to
some
stop
things
them.
put in place to keep us divided or to divide us. But in that instance, right there, It didn't have nothing to do with anybody else. That was just us dividing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, just keeping
I'm
us
saying
divided.
that we do. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that we do. Yeah.
Sometimes we try and blame them for everything when
Yeah.
a lot of times it's just us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Umoja, unity. Thank you.
Emoja?
Umoja. Kiki said the pastor may not go through the church passing $100 bills, but that same pastor goes to the church asking for $100 bills.
Kiki is a 501c. He's supposed to collect money to give to the community.
To give to the community.
Put it in the pot, send it to the community.
Well, some of them doing half of it.
They
supposed
to now.
They doing the top half. I don't know about the bottom half.
They supposed to. I don't know.
Hey, that's, my brother's a pastor, my uncle's a pastor. That's, I don't just think all pastors are bad people. I think a lot of them do a lot of good things. I do think that mega church stuff can get diluted. It's dangerous. All of them, they can do a lot of good things, but it's my whole point. Whatever they're doing, stop being judgmental. Drewski thing was funny, and everybody that has a problem with that stuff ought to be. Where's your sense of humor? And again, if you took it personal, that means it was your pastor doing the belly flop on stage.
Belly flop.
He's doing the inchworm, whatever. That don't funny. Hey, Dr. King, man. Always happy birthday. The celebration, it means a lot. And it should continue to mean a lot to our people. I hate the fact that we allow people to put a lot of salt in the man's name, and the man been gone since 1968. You still hear people talk negatively, talk about all this bad stuff and stuff that the CIA said he did, but and they'll use that as fuel to try to discredit, and they still doing the same thing to a lot of black leaders to this day. They just try to find something to discredit what the people do, but the reality of it is you can say who sounded the bus first and who all did these things, but we know for a fact is it was inspirational to the Civil Rights Bill, it was inspirational to the Voting Rights Bill. He was hated while he was alive, but like most of our leaders, once they're dead, then we can celebrate them. And it's always sad that has to be the case. But with that being said, top five. The top five thing, I'm trying to figure out how to word this correctly. But when you think about Dr. King and all the things that he stood for and wanted for our people, and what are the top five things that you feel like the words he's spoken that you still put towards your life or do in your daily life, or want to see done in your daily walk, based on some of the things that he spoke on. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, things that you've done or something that you would like to do, with the direction being from Dr. King's "I Have a Dream" speech.
Oh, with the direction from his speech.
Speeches.
Okay.
But for the dream, we're talking about the dream.
Yeah. So basically, acts of service or something like that.
Acts of service. That's the word. That's the word we left out. Acts of service.
Acts of service that you've done or that you would like to do, type of deal. Dwayne, you want to go first, or Jose, you ready? Or
I definitely ain't ready.
Dr. King like things I think we need to do or have done. I'll say one, these acts and laws he put in place, I think we need to keep them in place. I think they fight every day for us to keep them out of place. I think voting is one of the main reasons and one of the main things we do and don't do and need to do in order to keep these things in place. Like I said, though we may not pick the president, a lot of the other things on that ballot we do, and I think we need to continue to do that. Number two, I think we need to. I don't think we organize enough. I think back in the day, they had the Southern Pastors Leadership Conference and stuff like that. Pastors used to get together, have conversations, and then they take those conversations back to their congregation, and that's how things got handled in the community. I think that's how the Montgomery bus boycott happened. They organized and accomplished. I think we need to organize and accomplish. Number 3, I think we need more leaders. Not in the sense of leading a lot of people. I think you can lead by example. I think you can lead in your community. I think you can lead in your house. I think we need a lot more leaders. And last but not least, I think what we haven't done is taking in accountability for ourselves. Like I think a lot of younger people and older people who are out here that aren't, like I said, doing the things they need to do, acting accordingly, and not taking their life, serious, need to step up and take accountability for it. I think if we do that, we'll get a lot further. And that's my 5.
Okay, he went from a community standpoint. We're gonna try and go. You can go some community too if you want to, but try and get something in there personal that you're gonna do or have done.
I've definitely given time to shelters and people less unfortunate than me when I'm able to. I will continue to do that. Try to unite and help people that look like me. Try to talk to people. Educate people more on accepting each other, like even us talking about the churches, I have a big thing. I feel like the churches were very powerful at one point, and the more that we look down on them, it takes away from some of the things that they can do. I do think there's bad churches, but I think there's a lot of good churches. So just seeing them as an asset to the community, and even maybe coming together, working with them, to, like Dwayne said, create more leaders. I think the main thing is knowing who we are, educating each other on the power that we have to make change, making sure that people are voting, because that's one of the biggest things that he tried to do, is make sure that people voted and knew that they had a voice. And I kind of think we may need to come together and be a little bit more aggressive in our approach with some things, But yeah, love is always
comeback.
Love is always at the forefront, and that's one of the things that he talked about, and that's one of the things I really believe in. If we can love one another, accept each other more, come together more, that we can keep the legacy going, the things that we're trying to do, But the more divided that we are, that's all by design to keep us from moving forward,
Okay. Something that I've done in the past that I want to do more of, in giving back to the community in regards to like the homeless, in regards to going out and feeding the homeless and giving blankets and stuff like that. But I don't just want to do it which whenever I've done it, this is how I've done it. I've always had conversations. I've never just walked out there and just gave a plate of food and didn't actually have a conversation with some of those folks to try and encourage that, you know, better times are coming, you know, that type of deal. I want to do things. I want to do is workshops, and I've been saying I thought I was there, but the lounge I was doing it with, it wasn't right. But I want to have workshops within my cigar culture because I'm so close knit in that. Want to start having men workshops to open up dialogue in regards to mental health and therapy, and instead it's your friend, and so, you know, just having an open dialogue, because usually an open dialogue is what will lead somebody towards actually doing therapy. Me myself, I want to be more open and sharing some of my own experiences, because the one time that I really shared something in regards to my relationship with my pops, it really opened up. I saw a lot of people coming out and sharing that they had the same type of trauma. I think sometimes we as black people, especially black men, we'll hold on to our trauma until we see that somebody else has had that same type of trauma and recognize that they can actually talk about it also. Youth, I didn't work with youth a lot this past year. Now that I'm settled into where I live in the community pretty much, I want to start working with youth more, and just, you know, running positivity, and just trying to make sure that they can get along, you know, that they're not growing up already hating on somebody else that's, you know, within their peer group, and let them know that sharing is where the power is, the unity part of it. And then last one, what would encouraging people to actually dream. To actually dream, and you know, follow it. But I don't think I think a lot of us have actually stopped dreaming because we're so worried about the right now. We stopped dreaming about what could be. So I want to encourage that a little bit more, myself included. I've kind of cut my own dreams off a little bit, all because of me. Nobody else, but because of me, because I allowed certain things to happen. Yep, so that's my 5.
All right. I've been to the mountaintop. Give me the ballot. People must vote. Our God is marching on. People must remain peaceful. Beyond Vietnam, get the ICE agent out. The evils of society. Good stuff there. There go another one. Hold on. Pursue peace, show love, acts of service, food bank ministry, educate youth about our achievements, vote and voter registration drives are things I've done and try to do all the time. Nothing else. Those are good. Both of those are good. Both of those comments I like a lot. I think, you know, the voting rights thing, I think, you know, we always try, one of the things we always try to do is push voting, always letting people know, you know, think globally, vote locally. I think that's an important factor that we always try to push. You know, civil obedience versus disobedience. You know, having situations where we, you know, talk doing the right thing, the peaceful thing. You know, even when you're at the angriest moments. You know, some of the conversations we had about the kid on the bus. You know, trying to educate people of thinking the bigger picture. Everything can't be an act right now situation. Some things you got to think through. Be more strategic. And being strategic is another in terms of having a plan, you know. gathering brothers and sisters and having conversations and just, I think having a conversation about what can we do and do better is big, because you just never know who will hear it and what could possibly be sparked from it. I think those are critical things. If you talk about economic power, economic freedom, economic advice, economic empowerment, and I've been blessed to have the opportunity to hire a lot of people over the last 30 years, and and put people in positions that and put people in positions that weren't really granted or afforded to them, and be able to have those opportunities and trying to see people and then the giving back part, being open and assisting people, and not necessarily just financially, but education wise and just conversation pieces, those are my things.
All of them are good. Yep, and hopefully next year we can say that the trajectory is going up again. Yeah, man. I think we have to honor him by keep doing it as much as we can within our community. Who knows? Like you said, a small gathering could end up being a lot larger if those people hear things and then they go spread the word and it keeps going. So that part.
Hey, we got 3rd and 5. As everybody knows, this is a big play right here for the game. If they make this conversion right here, it's gonna be tough.
They make this conversion, it's over.
One time out, it's gonna be tough. If not, they're gonna kick this field goal. I bet you they don't go for it again right here. I can't believe they ran the ball. I'm shocked. I'm shocked they ran it. I thought it was a bad decision.
Oh yeah. You know what? They didn't want to throw it because they didn't want to stop the clock.
Screw that. You had a lot of little short throws.
I would have threw it, and I'd have threw it to number 13. Me myself.
Man, it's 4th down now, coach. Do you go for the field goal or do you go for the win? You got to force them to have to score a touchdown to beat you. So listen, man, before we shine off, though, this game is getting tight. I want to shout out my oldest, Aspen. Aspen's in grad school, man. He just finished his first semester of grad school and straight A's, man, working on his master's. And I'm just so freaking impressed and so proud of this kid. Straight A's, working on your master's, and I'm talking about some intense classes, at a top school, being UGA and being at Terry School of Business and Accounting. Just so proud of my son, man. I just can't say it enough, man.
Give him a hand clap.
Grad school, man. 3.88 GPA. Just so impressive. Oh, here it goes, y'all. 1 minute, 42 seconds, no timeouts. Can Carson Beck be the hero of heroes? It's going to be the question.
Yep, and I want to look at this while I'm looking at the TV like this and not like this, so we're going to go ahead and get signed off.
Yeah, man.
You want to give your information real quick?
Jae Sunray on everything. GYZAY Sunray. Make sure you follow, because y'all need some followers so I can start trying to get some income.
Yeah, follow me at Klassic Jae, KLASSIC JAE. Angelo, where y'all at?
My spots tomorrow night, Traditions Global Cuisine tomorrow. Thursday, Friday, Saturday at KOD. Thursday night, open mic. Friday night, ladies night comedy out. Ladies night comedy. Got 3 nice, hilarious, funny comedians. Saturday night, we just had to make a switch. Gonna probably with Deshaun Ross Saturday because Bo had to change out the date. So, but anyway, come follow us, man. We're gonna enjoy the last minute 42 seconds. We didn't get a chance to talk about these head coaches, man, because been a whole lot of head coaches change. I had a chance to talk about my man Mike Tomlin because It was after the podcast when he stepped down. So we'll talk about that next week.
All right, y'all. So that's gonna do it. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and
Hey,
Lo.
listen, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to the National Championship, man.
During the game,
Salute.
Real. We out. You dig?
You ain't let me say Jose
Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
and Jose.
And we out. You dig?